we play as a fisherman heading into the foggy waters off the coast of Japan, armed with nothing more than a small boat and a harpoon. At first, the loop is simple. You catch fish near the shore, sell them to the local merchant, and use the money to upgrade your boat so you can travel farther into the deeper waters. At first, you only catch tuna and pufferfish, nothing out of the ordinary, but that normality doesn't last long. While exploring a near shrine, floating in the sea, we meet a mysterious schoolgirl. She tells us there is a curse on this world, and that she needs to reach a distant island to end it. The only way she can access this island is by collecting 3 stone shards that fit into a sealed door at the shrine. She asks for our help. We take her onto the boat, and then suddenly, while the boat is moving, she throws herself into the ocean. And yet, the fisherman barely reacts. He just keeps going. Back at the merchant, he warns us about a sea monster named the UMIGARI. He tells us to ring a specific bell to keep it away. It's treated like common knowledge, like everyone just accepts this creature exists. Eventually, we encounter her, a colossal sea monster with the face of a woman, swimming at a terrifying speed towards us. She looks almost human, but distorted and unnatural, more like something out of a nightmare than a myth. The deeper we go, the stranger the fish become. Some of them start to speak to us. Others are dressed in clothing, even school uniforms identical to the girl from the shrine. At this point, the question becomes unavoidable. Are these really fish, or is something else happening? In the area known as the School of Fish, we meet one of the strangest characters in the game, a middle-aged man wearing a schoolgirl's uniform. He claims he used to be a goldfish in a classroom tank. From inside the glass, he watched the bullies torment other students. One day, something happened to those bullies. On the desks in front of him are accessories that belong to them, and we've seen those same accessories on the fish inside the school. At first, it seems like the bullies were transformed. Upon bringing all the fish to the desks, he starts to second guess himself. Maybe they weren't bullies at all. Maybe they were victims. He brushes it off, saying he doesn't remember clearly. He has the memory of a goldfish after all, and coldly says the strong feed on the weak. That's how this world works. And he eats the fish placed on the desks. When we return to the merchant, he casually mentions that goldfish sometimes eat each other when starving, and that humans likely do the same under the right conditions. After earning enough money, we leave the School of Fish and enter a new area, an impossible structure suspended over water, complete with escalators and storefronts. Here we catch flying fish that speak directly to us. It questions why we chose to side with humans when we know what they're capable of. Nearby we meet a stranded man sitting on a small patch of land with his car. He claims the fish stole his tires, and he wants them back so he can drive around freely. When we catch the fish responsible, human-fish hybrids with hands and faces, the man retrieves his tires, fixes his car, and then drives straight into the ocean. Nothing in this world obeys logic. Inside the mall again, we meet a shopkeeper who has feelings for a street vendor. The problem is, the vendor is obsessed with an octopus. He talks about it consistently, almost affectionately. The shopkeeper asks us to kill the octopus, so maybe he'll finally notice her. And when we do, it doesn't work. Instead, the vendor loses his mind. It becomes clear his attachment to the octopus wasn't just culinary, it was emotional. Eventually, we reach the suspicious dome. The fish we catch here speak more clearly than before. One directly accuses us of lying to ourselves, saying we pretend we're doing this for our greater good, but in reality, we're hunting for sport. It tells us we became the very thing we once hated. Later, we unlock the train station, and that's when the merchant warns us about the other threat, a giant sea monster known for sinking ships. There we meet a girl who talks about her missing sister. She insists there are no decent people left in the world. To move the train forward, she needs a lever. In the same area, we meet a germaphobe hiding inside a washing machine, but after becoming human, he constantly feels contaminated, no matter how much he cleans himself. Eventually, we find the lever and power the train. The sea monster attacks, narrowly surviving and reaching the train station. The girl remembers the truth. She ate her sister out of hunger. The world she judged as evil, she now contributed to that evil herself. Finally, in the ominous city, a flooded urban landscape, we reunite with a schoolgirl from the beginning. She's still searching for the 3 tablet shards needed to open the shrine door. The city feels like it wasn't always underwater, like something catastrophic happened. We hunt down a massive shark, carrying a tablet in its mouth. After killing it and bringing it to the merchant, he expresses sorrow, but he also says the victim might be better off dead. When we gather all 3 shards, the shrine activates and fires a beam of light toward a distant location. Following the beam of light, we encounter the truth. After being chased by the UMIGARI, we encounter a massive whale in a cave. He reveals that he cast the curse. He heard the crowds of the fish suffering at the hands of humans and wanted to force humanity to understand their pain, so he swapped their places. The schoolgirl reveals the whale is her father. He's a great being that wanted peace but instead created something worse. The merchant then confesses he was once a fish who hated humans, but living as one made him realize something simple. Hate only creates more hate. The whale admits he made a mistake and gives us a choice. Return the world to normal, or allow both sides to coexist. If you choose to return to the world and how it was, the whale accepts your decision without resistance. The world slowly resets itself. Humans return to the surface. The strange distorted balance between the two is undone. The suffering is erased. The transformations are forgotten. On the surface, it feels like a clean ending. The old system returns exactly how it was before, predator and prey. If you choose not to reset the world, the whale doesn't immediately agree. Instead, he questions you whether they are capable of change and whether perfection is even possible. Instead, the answer leads towards something more realistic. Both sides are flawed, but capable of understanding if given the chance. The curse isn't simply lifted, it evolves. The fish who became human retain intelligence and self-awareness. Humans, having lived as prey, are no longer blind to the suffering they once caused. Even the merchant, who had once admitted he hated humans, no longer clings to that resentment. The coexistence ending chooses growth. It accepts that both human and fish are capable of cruelty, are also capable of change where they truly understand each other's perspective.